iHeart Podcasts. Hear more Gold 101.7 podcasts,
playlists, and listen live on the free iHeart app.
It's Jonesy and Amanda's cutting room floor. It's Jonesy and Amanda's cutting room floor. Yeah, yeah. It's Jonesy and Amanda's cutting room floor.
Well,
Do you still wear a Fitbit?
I love my Fitbit.
What do you use it for?
Just to see my telemetry. I love telemetry. When I'm watching the Bathurst V8s, I like to see when they put all the screens on the screen and you're watching the car go through the gears and all that sort of stuff.
So does your Fitbit tell you all your fitness stats and it goes to your phone? And how often do you look at it?
Yeah, do you want to see, like, so for example, let me just indulge me for a minute there, Amanda. I'm glad you asked. I'll just go to my Fitbit app. So, for example, right now, I had 6 hours and 6 minutes of sleep.
That's not much.
My heart right now is beating at 71 beats per minute.
How about I show you this picture of Jennifer Hawkins? Boom, 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 boom.
Ooga. My resting heartbeat is 54.
I have a Apple iWatch thing, and I'm a slave to it. I don't look at the results on the phone. I just look at my watch and see how many steps I've done. I'm just obsessed with steps.
I've seen you yelling at your watch.
Oh, very much so, because it will say time to move. And I think, I can't move right now, thank you. I'm playing musical chairs. So I have and also I might go to the gym and I'll forget to take it and I'll go, what is the entire point of being here?
Why am I here?
Why am I here? I'm only doing it to impress my watch. Well, the reason I bring this up is that there's such a thing called Strava. This is where it's a fitness app where people upload, like you do with your Fitbit, but onto your own phone. But it keeps your stats of your fitness levels, how many steps you've done.
But Strava, you share that with other people.
You can. And you can probably
with
all
with
these.
your Fitbit, but I don't do that.
You can with all of these. You can have a group of friends you share it with. You can see how you're competitive with people around the world if you want to, blah, blah, blah. Well, what's happened now is people who are taking all this stuff very seriously are paying others to do the run for them and upload the info.
No.
Yeah, it started in Indonesia.
Yeah.
Some young guy started doing it and thought it would just be a joke, and more people were asking him to do it, and now it's become a thing. It's like Airtasker for your fitness. I've sometimes when I'm walking with the dog or she's running around like a fool, not as much now because she's getting older, I've wanted to put my Fitbit on her and let the steps count for mine. So they'd noticed that my gait had changed slightly and I was sniffing bums.
No, that sounds like Amanda to me. Take it out of the Greyhound track.
Yeah.
Off you go, Minnie.
Because also those apps record all kinds of unusual activity.
Well, remember Rupert Murdoch had a Fitbit app, and I don't know if this is an urban myth or not, but it's worth talking about. And all the family were the kids and Rupert and then wife Jerry Hall were all gathered in on the same Fitbit.
Well, you'd want to see how fit Rupert was because you think, is today the day?
And anyway, well, he is pretty fit because apparently at 9 o'clock at night there was regular activity at 9 o'clock each night.
For how long?
For the prescribed time, about 5 minutes.
Prescribed time. That'll do you, Jess.
5 minutes is all right. So all the kids went, okay, Dad, there's probably enough of that.
Take Dad off the app.
Let's get off the app.
Yeah.
I'm pretty impressed with that. Rupert, he's an old fella. He's doing all right. I'm certainly not getting that action. You look at my Fitbit.
No, Helen asked some guy in Indonesia to take care of.
Well, mine's flatlining it.
It's the cutting room floor. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
On the cutting room floor today.
I'm going to talk about ancient history today.
Oh, good. Egyptian?
Maybe we might talk about the Spartans. We might talk about Thucydides.
What about the Peloponnesian Wars?
I'm going to talk about all of that, Brendan. Actually, no. But I am going to talk about the days before the modern phone.
Mm-hmm.
When I first moved into a flat with a girlfriend, there was no such thing as an answering machine. It's hard to believe that. I mean, now no one leaves answering messages anyway. But if I remember, I wanted a boy to call me. He was going to call me, and I had to dash out to the shop, and I didn't want him to call and never call back if I wasn't home. So I left the phone off the hook. So he'd think I was just making a call, give it 5 minutes and try again because I just dashed downstairs to the shop.
Right,
But
yeah, I see the method in the madness.
Yeah.
You think, he's thinking this chick's hot.
She's hot. She's on the
People-
phone. I'll just give it 10 minutes and I'll
Yep.
call again.
Yep.
Instead, I forgot to put the phone back on the hook and a day later walked past and went, oh, my God, I hate myself.
So if you had an answering machine, there would have been 6 missed calls from Mr. Hunky Pants.
Wouldn't there have been? And then we got an answering machine. And that was the most incredible thing. You had to set it before you left the house.
Yeah.
There's nothing automatic about it.
And remember, you'd press the play and record button.
Yeah.
Oh, hi, it's Jonesy. Can't come to the phone right now. Leave a message after the beep.
Or you could do a quirky one. We had one that said, oh, hello, how are you? Hang on a sec. I'll just get my pen. I've just dropped my pen.
Yeah.
It's around here. Where's...
Yep.
But my mother, who didn't quite understand how these things worked, even if it was just a plain one, hello, leave a message. Manda.
I remember years ago, I had an answering machine and it was an audio line answering machine. And I bought it from the local Tandy shop and it was broken. It never worked. So I took it back to the Tandy shop and they said, no worries, we'll send it off to get repaired. 6 to 8 weeks later, it comes back. I plug it in, still not working.
Oh, what about all the guys that were trying to call you?
So then I've written a strongly worded letter, not an email because that didn't exist, about how I'm a very important businessman and I need my answering
I need
machine.
my bidnet.
I need my answering machine. And so the audio line people sent me a brand new answering machine.
What a result.
And the first call on my answering machine was from my brother, and it was literally, "Hey, Bund," and then there's this rustling, and then you just hear this big, and he's done a fart into the phone. That was, as an important businessman, that's what I was waiting
You know
for.
what I love is that despite the fact that technology has changed, your brother would still do that now.
He would.
But what about this? This is an ad I saw for Crazy Calls. This is where there were 7 original recordings for all answering machines. You could make your answering machine sound like this.
Hey, how are you? Sorry that I'm not at home. But when I get the message on my telephone, you'll be the first one on my list.
Crazy Calls, a tape of 7 different songs and funny recordings for answering machines.
I am very sorry that I'm not at home to take your call.
Only $14.95.
When I will get right back to you. Leave your message at the tone.
Give someone the gift of gab for their answering machine.
Calling a friend. What you've actually done is bought a one-way ticket to the answering machine zone.
Nobody's home. Nobody's home. I'm glad you called, but I'm not home. But I'll be back before too long. You gotta
Crazy Calls, a tape of 7 different songs and funny recordings for only $14.95.
wait for the beat. You gotta leave your name. You gotta leave your number.
To order?
Wait for the beat.
Call 1-800-554-9000. Call 1-800-554-9000.
I want to ring that number and just leave a big fart.
And I say, hello, Jonesy.
Hey, get ready. Everybody here is some more. Jonesy and Amanda's cutting room floor. Hey, get ready. Everybody here is some more. Jonesy and Amanda's cutting room floor.
On the cutting room floor today, the Oxford Word of the Year. This is the Oxford Dictionary Word of the Year. Has
Hang
been
on
named.
a minute. Back up the truck.
Okay.
So this is the Oxford Dictionary Word of the Year.
Yeah.
Because we've already had the Macquarie Dictionary Word of the Year.
Yeah.
Will we start with that?
Yeah, what was the Macquarie
That was
Dictionary?
AI slop.
Mhm.
That's when you look at the AI and you go, that is a cheap AI and Santa's got 8 fingers.
Yep. Yep.
That's so
AI slop.
AI slop. So that's the Macquarie Dictionary Word of the Year. What then? Oh, I see 6, 7, and I'm sorry to be even saying it out loud.
Yeah.
Can it just die off? That was the word of the year. All the words in the dictionaries are coming out and showing off. I thought we just had one word. They've all got a crack at it.
Yeah. Remember when you were a kid and you'd look up fart in the dictionary and there was 2 definitions. There was small explosion from the behind,
That's right. What was the other one?
wind from the anus. I always appreciated wind from the anus.
Why were there 2?
I don't know. There'd be different dictionaries. I think Webster's Dictionary, Oxford Dictionary, or whatever dictionary, Funk and Wagnalls perhaps, they all had their different definition.
And kids no longer will know the pleasure of having to look
Looking it
something
up.
up in an encyclopedia.
What about the encyclopedia?
People can't get rid of encyclopedias. No one wants to buy them.
They look good. A lot of those trendy cafes have them in bookshelves and stuff like that.
And you look at them, it's like looking at something from a crypt.
Yeah, Mum and Dad have still got, well, Dad's passed away, but Mum's still got the encyclopedias.
Does she? On display?
No, they're in the utility room, as she likes to call it.
That's interesting. My neighbours had the encyclopedia, so I'd have to go over there. Can I borrow your W?
Yes. I've got to do I'm doing a study on the Hutus. Could you know anything about the Hutus?
And you just couldn't Google it.
Yeah, and the early days, that's where you get your bosoms from the encyclopedia.
And here's me thinking it was puberty.
Yeah.
I remember seeing an episode.
No, if you wanted nudity.
Yeah, you had to go and look at pygmies.
Yeah.
I remember. You had to.
Whack off to a pygmy.
Your mum still got them because she's too ashamed to give them away. I
It's
remember
well
watching an episode. Okay, stop.
P for pygmies.
I remember seeing an episode of Married with Children, and you know how the blonde sister was supposed to be a Dumbo?
Yes.
Where she gets a computer and she had to do an assignment on Moby Dick, and she typed in Moby Dick and nothing came up. And everyone goes, "Oh, you idiot, that's not what it's for." It's like she had a laptop.
She was ahead of her time.
Now you type it in, there's Moby Dick.
Yeah.
And then you get all sorts of terrible results.
Speaking of AI slop.
I know.
But away from what you were saying for your dictionary of the year, the Oxford
What's the
word
Oxford
of the year,
saying?
Rage bait.
Yeah.
Yeah, and rage bait is great. It's the only thing that gets you to click on someone's site. It could be anything from someone making a tiramisu in their veggie crisper in the fridge.
Or people, on a similar vein, people who use the centre console of their car to make ice cream.
Yeah.
I saw a classic one the other day. You know, in England, everyone in England loves these things. They're orange, chocolate oranges.
Oh, choc orange.
And there's an American saying, "I don't understand it."
Yeah.
And he opens it up. It's all segmented, but he bit into it like an apple, knowing it would inflame the English, going, "That's not how you eat it."
And what rage baits you? So you're looking at someone, you're on your phone, you're looking at something. What's something that guaranteed you almost start to make a comment? What would that be?
It's probably someone who from overseas who doesn't understand who doesn't understand our gun laws or something, you know, someone, but you could get someone who will deliberately do that just to enrage you.
Yeah, they say, "You Australians, you got no freedom, you got no guns."
No.
Yeah. I always find if I'm looking at I look at a lot of motorcycle stuff, but anything that says that lane filtering is bad, that instantly gets my...
So when I post that all the time, that upsets you?
And then I look at it and I know that it's rage bait.
I know what will calm you down. Pygmies. Every time.
Pygmies. I have to go around to Mum's house. All the pages are stuck together.
Stop! It goes without saying, Brendan.
Hey, 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 everybody, it's time for Jonesy and Amanda's cutting room floor. Hey, 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 everybody, it's time for Jonesy and Amanda's cutting room floor. It's the cutting room floor.
On the cutting room floor today.
Well, we're at that time of year where a lot of offices are having Christmas parties, maybe having lunch things, everyone brings some food to work. Here's a tale I saw play out on an American woman's social media. It was, this is, as I said, an American woman. They were having potluck. You know what potluck means? Everyone brings something and just see how you go.
Some sort of casserole.
Yeah, that kind of thing. And I guess they'd been having their Thanksgiving leading up also to their Christmas celebration.
Yeah, so a lot of leftovers there.
Yeah. So I'll just read this out. There are 9 different beats to this story.
Oh, gee.
And she's chronicled all of them. My coworker brought raw chicken to the potluck today. And so it's a picture of just raw chicken wings in a plastic bag.
Right.
Here's an update. He bought a deep fryer too. No spices in sight. He's putting bare chicken in the fryer and putting the sauces on them after. He's saying that that's seasoning. So I wouldn't be critical of that.
Sure.
But then she said, he's touching it with his bare hands too. Please send help. Then she says, I'm literally shaking. I need my inhaler. He's just casually walking around the room touching things after touching raw chicken. This entire place is contaminated. Oh, my God. The reason I'm picking this story is because I know, Brendan, you hate congeal, you hate contamination, you hate food left on benches, you hate all of that stuff.
Yeah.
So this story is speaking to you. You could be this woman. So then she says, update. He bit into one to see if it was cooked and it's still raw. Another coworker, wow, I appreciate you going out of your way. And he says, yeah, This is what I love to do. And she's saying, please stop doing it. He keeps offering me the salmonella, and I'm downing pizza slices just to say I'm full. I don't even eat pizza anymore. I've had 3 slices in 20 minutes. One of my co-workers who ate the wings just said, my stomach kind of hurts. I don't know what's wrong. Salmonella, that's what's wrong. I'm watching natural selection happen in real time. She said, I forgot to tell y'all the worst part, LMAO. To source the wings, he was putting them in Tupperware. Instead of tossing them, he turned them with his bare fingers and licked his fingers a few times between each one to get the sauce off.
Yeah.
My co-worker had to leave early because she's dead-ass sick.
Right. So it actually had paid dividends straight away.
Well, who knows? He said he's offered to make more tomorrow, and I immediately said, no, today was enough. He laughed it off, but I'm serious. She says, after today, I've concluded this is a toxic and hostile work environment and I have to go.
She's going to leave.
For reference, it's my 3rd week here. Everything's been going great so far. Dope environment / culture. Dope people, great pay, great benefits. But I can't move past this.
Yeah.
Other people have called BS on this because they said, salmonella doesn't work that quickly.
No.
Someone else says, really? You're full on 3 pizza slices? I don't believe a word of it.
Yeah, that's true as well. I could easily go 4 slices per time.
But
even full.
I can see someone doing this, that someone could, not everyone knows how to do this stuff. If this person, this young guy lives on his own, he might often do this at home and, cooks chicken, turns stuff with his fingers. He licks his fingers. He's the only one,
Yeah.
But to lick his fingers and touch other things, to put raw chicken around the place, I would find it very hard to sit there and not say anything. Would you have said anything?
Yeah.
What would you?
I'd just say I don't eat chicken wings and wash your hands.
You wouldn't have said, hey, just be careful because you're just putting your bare hands. It's hard to know because you don't want to be impolite. It's potluck. Everyone generously is bringing stuff.
Years ago, I do all the cooking at home. Years ago, I was watching Current Affair and they had one of those stories about picking up salmonella and fecal content in food in the house.
That's what I would have taken to my potluck.
So instead of going to a dodgy takeaway store, this is in the house, and there was a dad just cooking the food, and they've got little vials of his cooking, and then got in here. It's got salmonella.
Oh, they tested them for stuff,
and it's got fecal content. And the guy didn't know what fecal content was, and he said, "What's fecal content? What's this?
Is that like paprika?
What's this?" And they said, "Well, it's
toilet germs."
And they said that, and he's got, "No, well, I don't understand. What's this fecal content? What's that? What's that?" And then someone said, "It's shit, mate. Wash your hands when you."
Who said that to him?
The reporter had to say it's poo. Wash your hands probably when you go to the toilet. And I saw that years ago, and ever since then, I've always been very mindful in the kitchen about food hygiene.
So is that why you cook in the toilet?
They always cook in the toilet. The cistern is great. You set it up in the top.
You can rinse your stuff in there.
Easy.
Yeah, they've got flowing water. Why wouldn't you?
Why wouldn't you?
Cut out the middleman.